Hello and welcome to the Go Mode Podcast 2021 Mentor Tournament. Today we've got Swiss Round 3 matchup between JoshBittner and his mentor sozsozsoz and flasham and his mentor krelbel. I'm joined today with BenCreighton and I'm VeXtopher. How you doing today, Ben?
Oh, it's a good day. I've got no work. I got my workout in. I got my protein shake in me. I'm ready. It feels like a sport, like a sporty sport.
Protein shake for the comms. I like it. It's
I mean, it's half protein shake, half coffee, which is about, yeah, that's what I need.
We're joined today on the crew by Kaesden with the Restream and KapiteinKOEK on the trackers. So interesting note today, we've got both runners are 1-1 in this third round.
Yep, we were talking a little bit before the race, and I guess in this third round, everybody is still being matched up with competitors of equivalent records. So this is a 1-1 match, 1 win, 1 loss apiece, and it looks like we should be starting right now.
All right, looks like both runners are going to start with the uncle start.
Yep, it's been pretty de rigueur, and early map check. Looks like we have pendants in Hera and Desert, blue crystal in Eastern, and that green pendant still MIA.
Oh, JoshBittner picking up the sign and then throwing it immediately. Still going to kill the guard. I like the commitment to the tree pool.
Yep, this Uncle start is a bit of a meme in other formats. It's considered kind of the newbie start, but it also makes a lot of sense when you do have that assured sword and you know you're going to be able to walk right into front of escape from here.
Yeah, I kind of like both ways. There's always the chance, you know, you go into KAEK and you get enough money or bombs from either the tree pools or anything, and then you can skip the front of escape for the longest time and go into the back if you find mitts. And so there's also the, we're just doing Uncle on JoshBittner's side. Looks like we're going all the way to the front of escape on FlashAM's side. But yeah, we're just doing we're just doing Uncle. Going straight into Sank.
Always fun to see some early divergence, and just a map there in Sank chest, so all the more possibility for Flash to get something good in the front here.
That's true. It also increases the probability that we might see a dark cross.
Josh already has his bombs. No need to go up towards Lumberjack for the chance at the bush crab and the extra tree pull. He knows he's got the bare minimum that he needs, at least.
Yeah, so we do have an item in Dark Cross, I think, right? So we just got a key in the first chest, so...
Yep, process of elimination. And, there's flips there in the Lost Woods, mushroom spot.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of early flips lately in some of these sort of assured seeds. And the Moon Pearl, though.
Wow, loaded woods today.
Like the nice double spin, putting the key right on top of the chest, linking that all up on Flash's side.
Yeah, that's a strat that I never saw before this mentor tournament. That's something that I learned from my mentee. I'd always done the poke spin strat to dispatch that guard, but I don't think there's much to recommend one over the other, but I like the double spin. It just looks fun.
Well, so the double spin, I think, is actually better if you don't have a boomerang. So NMG is not going to do the double spin, I think, because the boomerang optimizes grabbing the key from the guard. But without that, you kind of want the key closer, so really the double spin's probably better. Getting our first medallion over there in Blind's hut.
Ooh, some nice early boots there, too.
Yeah, this KAEK start, or well, I guess Uncle into KAEK. Kind of paying out. Literally as we pick up 300 rupees. All right, we got Flash joining with the KAEK start here. or Kakariko after the front of escape. So he'll be getting his flips and his Moon Pearl right away. I don't think we found anything. And the hammer, even. Ooh.
Wow,
we have Dark
absolutely
World
loaded
access.
start.
We have Dark World access.
We do as soon as we find a glove.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
The other thing that'll be interesting to see is whether we can get ourselves up to Zora money before utilizing those flips to get into that area. JoshBittner's close, but he's about to spend 100 of it on just a piece of heart, as it turns out.
Yeah, I think by the time we get through all the South Shore and everything, we probably will have the money. If not, well, we have flippers, so I guess you would need mitts to do a Houlihan.
And that's our master sword there in the chicken hut. So, yeah, KOEK Village is holding all the goods today.
Yeah, this is a pretty loaded start. The boots are just going to feel so good early. Flash is going to get that information here real quick that this is going to be a boot seed most of the way.
Yeah, I love an early boot seed. It's no fun finding the boots like midway to 3/4 of the way through and wondering, did the other guy have them this whole time?
Yeah, or boots go mode. That always feels bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we got JoshBittner with the quick hops. Such an easy tech to learn. Just press A facing down. Facing off a cliff.
Yep, saves you, what, half a second, 1/4 of a second every time? And
yeah,
think of every time you hop down a ledge throughout the course of a run, it adds up.
Yeah, I think it's something like 20 frames per. So yeah, you're right. It's about a 1/4 second each time, so you're talking maybe even in the tens of seconds with early boots.
Yep. And Race Game holding the blue mail, which JoshBittner is going to go ahead and spend the time to get, which is definitely a move that I agree with. It is so early. You've still only got 3 hearts to your name.
Yeah,
you don't have to get much value out of that for it to pay for itself.
Well, and we're mitts from Dark World access on 3 hearts, so.
Yep, or lamp from Dark World access if the game wants to play us that way.
let's not go there. Why would you do this to them? Oh man, I don't know if I'd be happy or sad to see the lamp now. Probably sad.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't mean much quite this early because there are so many places in the light world that those gloves could be hiding, but it would definitely raise the hairs on the back of my neck to see it.
That's what I'd just be nervous the rest of the time here. Like, man, I really don't want to do Aga today.
Yep, because then you're constantly second guessing, like, how much time do I spend hoping to avoid Aga? What do I check? Do I go to Agina? What am I doing?
Yeah, it's one of those Rando giveth and Rando taketh. Get your early boots, forces you to do Aga immediately after. No, I imagine we'll get something here.
I do notice both of our runners skipping that big 20 on the library, and Josh as well, a visible big 20 in the dam. That's one of those that I might spend the time to pick up, just once again, hoping to get to that magic 500 number before hitting Zora.
Yeah, oh, you know, and we would be there with the 20 rupees in the... Oh, well, we don't have the mitts. Never mind. I'm full of crap. Yeah, though, not quite 40 rupees away. At least we're 60 rupees away, so.
Yep, we'd be 20 short if Josh had grabbed those 2 visible 20s, but we'll see what Ice Rod Cave and the Flipper checks. I assume the Flipper checks hold in store for us. We'll see where our runners go. That would definitely be my play coming out of Ice Rod Cave right now.
Oh,
and there's the glove of...
now I don't know if I do flippers. I might go straight into Dark World.
Yeah, that's Josh's play anyway.
Looking that way. I might check back of escape and bonk rocks first, but we're going to Hype Cave.
Yeah, hard to fault him. You know, we like to say ABCD, always be clearing dungeons, and this is the beeline for probably Thieves Town, assuming it's not that third pendant, which it is not. The green pendant is hiding in Swamp.
Oh, that's
then,
gross.
Yep, and then red crystals in Pod and Mire.
Extra gross with early flippers.
Yeah, anytime you see that pendant Swamp, the big question mark in the back of my mind is, where is that hookshot hiding? Is this going to be one of those disgusting hookshot in GT seeds?
Ooh. Man, and that's gross.
Yeah, it's less of an issue in this tournament where it's pretty unlikely that you're going to be up against somebody who can hover.
That would be pretty crazy to pull out though in the mentor tournament. Just grind it away, pull out a hover. Doing our tour of South Dark World here. Hive Cave coming up fairly empty. It looks like, oh, the flute on Stumpy, so almost vanilla.
Yep, I'd call that a French vanilla flute. All right, let's see what Flash does after getting his Dark World access. He does look to be walking out of the cave, actually dashing out of it, setting up a water walk.
Yep, it's looking that way. He's 10 rupees from Zora money, and he's got the mitts, as I said. So you can grab these rupees from this cave, and you're there. Smart play. I don't think we actually grabbed on his side the library red rupee, but we did grab the one on the dam, and so that set him up perfectly to grab the grab the 20 rupees from that chest, have his Zora money. We can do our flipper checks right away before Dark World. I think both are perfectly valid plays. Oh, just beating the timer on the dig game there.
Nice. Yeah, Flash a little low on health. It's not as bad as it looks because he does have that blue mail.
It's half a heart, right? I think on blue mail from the Zoras.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the bonk rocks and probably the back of escape. Maybe, yeah, I would think that's probably the play. We might just go straight to activate the flute though. The hobo's got his bug net. I think this is gonna be a lumberjack check real quick while we're up here. Flute's giving us mountain access, so as soon as we activate it, so this is probably the best time to check the lumberjack ledge.
Yeah, it's as close as you're gonna be unless you find yourself, say, checking bumper ledge with a mirror. I believe that was a piece of heart there.
I agree. I think it was a piece of heart. All right, moving on here to the waterfall ferry over on Flash's side.
Yep, you can see him being a little extra careful, giving those Zora fireballs time to pass him by, and you love to see it, that nice, convenient fourth heart piece to give yourself a fill-up right when you need it.
Yeah, very convenient. All right, so on Josh's side, I imagine we just go into Dark World here. We did not do the back of escape.
Yeah, that's a weird couple of checks to try to route in at this point. I would not at all fault our runners for putting that off at the very least until they get the lamp. Not that that's a hard dark room. You've seen quite a lot of it in this particular tournament, but it's any dark room done in the dark is gonna take you just that little bit more time. That why spend if you have better options?
Yeah. I think it's more reasonable on Josh's side since he hasn't done the front of escape yet, and so he doesn't actually know if he needs to do Dark Cross. And so doing just the 3 checks in the back I think is pretty quick. Then just save and quick back to sync and do the rest of your checks. But we're going into Dark World, gonna go clear out the Village of Outcasts. Hot on his heels over here in the Southern Dark World tour, starting at Hype Cave, is Flash.
Yep, Flash looking a little behind just by virtue of having been more thorough with his overworld checks, which unfortunately have not really paid out thus far, but that's a lead that might easily wind up back even again if Josh picks those up a little later.
Yeah. I mean, he's already done the front of escape and all the flipper checks, so actually quite a bit time spent doing those.
Ooh, and Flash going right instead of left, coming out of Hype Cave. He's going to be leaving behind that flute, at least for the time being.
Yeah, I guess we're going to go check Pyramid Ledge and maybe even head over towards Pod. I'm not sure. It's a little...
Yeah, unconventional.
Without either a bottle or a... unless we can mimic clip.
Yeah, even if... Ooh, there's a fire rod in the front of Thieves Town.
That's a good find.
But yeah, even if you know the mimic clip tech, it is so slow for a couple of out-of-logic checks. I've never bothered to learn it.
It's even worse now, because the bow is just sitting in the front of Thieves Town.
Yep, and Boo This Man in chat rightly pointing out that Flash has logical pod access, but he's 100 rupees short of the entrance requirement.
You are correct. I was not even paying attention. So we're just going to go check Catfish right away. This is interesting, but we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, this is pretty thorough. I'm of a mind that you've already spent a bunch of time on overworld checks that were pretty skippable. You might want to start beelining some dungeons sooner rather than later, specifically the one that's a full clearable crystal dungeon, which is where Josh is as we speak.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going, I think, to Village of Outcasts now without checking Stumpy. Or we're back of escape. Yep. So these are those quick checks.
Yep. Of course, it's also easy to forget just thinking about what the absolute optimal routing would be. We're barely 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
We don't have a whole lot in the way of safeties, so you've got to be pretty confident in your execution to be hitting up some of these Dark World dungeons quite this early. So if Josh is making the bold play, and I like it, but if he takes a bad death, say from some crickets coming up here, it could wind up biting him.
You just gotta play chicken with the crickets. Just don't move. Just go straight. You're fine. You got boots. Just dash through these first two rooms. Just wait half a second in the second room. Make sure that guy's not gonna run into your face, and then you're good to go.
Yep,
yeah,
and no fear.
No fear.
Yeah, Josh just dashes straight into that cricket. He knows he's got time to charge up that dash, and he's absolutely right.
Oh, those bombs probably possibly worth it. Oh. I think that's
Blue mail already paying for itself. That would have been a two heart bit of damage there from that cricket with only green mail. Would have put him in Oko territory. As it is, there's some safety hearts under skulls coming up. He should be okay.
So we are going to Dark Cross here. Looking for that chest. Getting it, just another 50 rupees. Looks like the back of escape also not giving us too much. So all of escape pretty much completely empty. I like the fire rod use here on low health in Thieves Town.
100%. It's one-shotting all these enemies, letting Josh handle this room very safely. No sense trying to conserve your magic, because it's no good against blind, and you'll get that refill upon the boss kill.
I think we got all the items. Well, yeah, the key's locked in the big chest. So
Yep, I believe, if I'm counting correctly, I believe we saw the map earlier, and the compass should be what's on blind, but we'll find out in just a moment here.
It's either an item or the compass, so either way, we have to kill blind, so this is great. Not having to even go over to the hammer pig chest. Big chest. Uh-oh.
All right, Josh, in the final phase. Oh, takes a stray fireball, and that is a death to blind.
Well, at least we've already opened up the bombable floor, so it's not too bad to get back there. Oh, we're gonna save the boss fight for later, which I guess that's fine. We have the flute. Although our other choice is Moth.
Yeah, Moth is a rough ask with this loadout. I certainly don't disagree with leaving blind behind, especially if, as we suspect, he doesn't have an item anyway. You might as well come back when you're feeling a little safer about it.
Yeah, this is a pretty low percentage so far. So maybe these overworld checks are gonna pay off with the little bit of extra safety for Flash. If we go into Thieves Town and we clear it in one shot, we're gonna feel pretty good. It's gonna make up a little bit of the time that he spent checking all of the escape. So it looks like we're clearing the front of escape. I'm sure we're hoping for some sort of health or some sort of tempered sword or something like that. Make Moth a little easier.
Yep, and it looks like Flash has opted to leave Village of Outcasts behind for the moment and head up into the front of Skullwoods. With our curse of knowledge, we know that it would have been far more efficient for him to go grab that fire rod first, but he doesn't know that.
He does not. Just utilizing that Bombos tablet. We know we don't have to go to the back yet. There is a tempered sword in the front. Wow, look at me prophesizing.
Yep, that's gonna make Moth a lot more approachable.
So we've got one item so far out of the front of Skull. We've got the big chest here. I'm assuming we're gonna take a death. Well, maybe not. Oh, we fell through the hole. Let's see if we take the door first. Yeah. Oh, taking a death. That's nice. All right, on such low health, looks like we're not gonna do the bomb jump, knowing. Gonna go the vanilla way to the big chest. Get the second item out of Skull Woods, so we do get to skip the lower chest in the back, Josh's side. Looks like we're gonna skip out on Moth for now, though.
Yeah, certainly don't blame him, especially after that rough blind death. Moth is one of those boss fights where you can easily get involved in a a bad cycle of repeated attempts.
Yep, you're also not probably feeling a little bit shaky after the blind death. Probably not feeling the greatest, but we also have full Eastern and Pod Fearable here. If we know our dark rooms.
Yep, that's a lot more item density. I could certainly see the argument for trying to put it off until you have mirror, although it's not like there's much else that's calling your name. Like, where do you think mirror's gonna be if not in here?
Yeah. Not sure why we didn't flute to Eastern, but...
Yeah, I could also, speaking of flute, could also see the argument for fluting to 2, turning in that mushroom, and seeing if that, if there's anything at all to make our little sojourn into Skullwoods worth it.
Yeah, I think that's probably especially likely on, or especially good on Flash's side. There's no reason to ever go back up there. We've already checked Catfish. We've done all of our flippers checks. That's pretty much the most out of the way check, but we don't have the flute yet.
Just a bloomerang there on Bumper Ledge.
And I think we're gonna go into Thieves Town here after clearing out Village of Outcasts. We'll see if he goes back for Moth. There's no items up there, so there's no reason to do it right now, other than you've already done the transition into the Dark Worlds. But with all of the South Dark World checks, oh, Eastern Palace paying out with some more gloves. We've got Titansmiths on JoshBittner's side.
Yep, so speaking of tough, low% dungeons, that puts Ice Palace into logic.
Oh, jeez. That's disgusting.
Yep. No red cane to even make it a little quicker.
You got 4 hearts, the bomb jump's gonna take half of one.
If it's me, I'm not even thinking about Ice Palace until I've cleared both this and Pod, but...
Agreed.
If those turn up dry...
Yep, well, you've also got, we also might have access to Meyer area, or Meyer, with the mitts now. We don't know what the unlock is, and we definitely can't clear it, but we may be able to get there. All right, Flash getting his information that the fire rod was right in front of him.
Yeah, personally, I don't hate the idea of heading to Meyer area just to check the entrance requirement for future knowledge and go ahead and grab those 2 items in Meyer Shed.
Yep. Especially since we're, after Pod, we'll see what Pod gives us. But after that, the density's getting a little low. Although we do have all of light. We have a lot of the mountain now, as well.
Well, with no mirror and no hook shot, the only thing we can get on mountain is right. Spectacle Rock and Old Man Out of Logic.
No, you're absolutely right. Forgot we need the mirror.
Yeah, now it wouldn't be terrible to go ahead and just go grab Old Man with the flute just for that save and quit spot. It's a check, why not? You got to do it sometime, but...
Yeah. Let's see how Thieves Town goes for Flash. He's got a little more health, actually almost double what Josh had.
Yeah, I believe Josh was rocking 4 hearts at the time, and Flash is over here with 6. But those 2 extras go a long way when you've got blue mail.
Yup. Patrick just deciding to do nothing.
Yeah, every once in a while they decide to be kind.
Back of Eastern is actually in logic. Well, not in logic, because the big key was locked behind lamp. The back could be in logic in some seeds because of the fire rod with the advanced logic, but in this case, big key was locked in vanilla chest, so it's locked behind lamp. All right, coming up on the Armos fight.
Yep, and Flash, seeming to have a bit of an easier time of it so far in Thieves Town, has that tempered to take down the Zyzax in one swipe. And I'm thinking, after he gets out of here, will his next move be down to Dig Game and Stumpy and grabbing his flute? Because that's the big difference item-wise between our 2 runners at this point.
I think so. And it's going to not feel the greatest because we went up to Catfish instead of going down to Stumpy, and we'll have to take another trip to the village of to KOEK Village to activate that flute. Just one extra loop. So it looks like we're gonna check Desert Ledge. Go do Agina. We might walk out of Agina and then check Mire Shed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, lots of with both flute and boots, it becomes a little more doable to get some of these out of the way checks. We could also see a bottle boy check, which I don't believe we've seen yet on Josh's side.
Yeah, no sick kid. So I guess that makes it feel a little bit better that he. Yeah, with the flute, those checks are pretty quick. Looks like we're gonna get blind here on Flash's side. So that's our first crystal, our second crystal, I guess. We're tying the crystal count. Blind did have an item. So it was nothing, but he did have an item.
Yep, just a trio of bombs. So the only advantage there to Flash is that might be living rent free in Josh and Sozsozsoz's heads.
Yeah. Yeah, it would not feel great. Let's see.
I missed the Mire entrance requirement there.
I don't think we checked yet.
Okay.
I think we're getting this check right now. Yeah, so we can get in. That looks like, I think we're having a discussion about whether or not we want to get in. Looks like we're not gonna dip.
Yeah, that would definitely be be my impulse as well. Like, yeah, you're right there, but that is a long way to go for 2 items. There are plenty of better options on the table right now.
I mean, are there though? We have I guess we have Pod in Eastern. Or Pod.
Yeah, Pod would 100% be my play at this point. I certainly don't disagree with grabbing a couple of these one-off locations like King's Tomb, but
agreed.
In terms of big commitments, Pod would be my next play.
At least we get some more safety. All right, we're gonna get our flute here on Flash's side. So you were correct. We are going backwards through back with Southern Dark World here. So big game into this. Let's see if we make the Eastern play with the. So Josh actually hasn't done any of Escape yet either. All right, just heading over to activate this flute on Flash's side. Not sure what the play is after this. Maybe flute down to the Mire area, check the Mire Shed, check the Desert Ledge.
Yeah.
Probably check Agina.
Yeah, certainly wouldn't be terrible to do as Josh has done before him and grab some of these one-off checks before committing to another dungeon, although...
I think this is Sick Kid. Yeah. Probably do Sick Kid, probably turn in the Mushroom right after this. Get those 2 one-offs done.
Yep, speaking of mushroom checks, looks like that's what Flash is going to give us here.
What do we have? Just a heart piece. And at this point, we probably grab that.
Yeah, the way this seed's been treating us, it doesn't pay to turn your nose up at any sort of health upgrade.
I'm feeling Lamp and Ice. I bet Lamps and Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice is looking a little more doable at this point with 7 hearts, blue mail, tempered, 2 bottles for safeties. Josh has plenty of rupees. He could fill up with blues before he goes in, but I certainly don't hate Pod. That's got the item density, and it's nice to put off Ice until you have that red cane if you possibly can.
Yep, agreed. I think Pod's the play here. Just gonna finish up Saha's Closet here on Flash's side. Gonna go up into Eastern, probably clear that entire dungeon, and then I don't know. I think probably make the play to Pod. See, so we are still looking for either hookshot or mirror for the rest of the mountain.
Yeah, either of those would definitely blow this seed wide open. In terms of other progression that we're going to need sooner or later, we're going to need that red cane. Logically, we'll need lamp at some point. And with Mire being a crystal dungeon, you can ask my mentee how rough that can be in the dark. And of course, there's that ice rod lurking as always.
Oh man. As well as whatever we need to get into TR. So we know we can get into Mire. That's Bombos. Well, I guess Josh knows we can get in. Flash has no idea. Gonna pick up his mitts here. Just clearing out the front of pod here. Getting a little more health. At this point, you're probably feeling okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we've definitely crossed that invisible threshold where you're not quite as worried anymore about taking a rough death. So what I've been telling my mentee throughout this tournament is at any given point, you want to be thinking, if what I'm doing right now comes up dry, what's my next move? If you're in Josh's shoes at this point, where do you go after pod if you don't find something that points you the way?
I think ice. I think it's time. And without Mir, I think clearing Helma, then going back in for the back is probably the correct play.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Of course, then the trick is to not give in to muscle memory and make sure you actually do clear the back.
just ask Gamma. A good damage boost over there on Flash's side.
Very nice. One of those fun little NMG strats that never stops being useful in Rando.
I think in the main tournament, I feel like every single time I've seen people go into Eastern lately, and it's a gamble 50-50 on the item in the big chest, or the big key chest, or here, that they always take the gamble. We don't have the choice here, but for some reason in the main tournament, they're all taking the gamble.
I hate that gamble personally. Just get it. Just do it. All right. Josh is heading into his dark turtle room here.
Yeah. Yep. We're probably gonna get the fire rod out, hit those torches. Not so bad with the fire rod. Oh. There we go. We're probably fine now. We've got some...
Yep.
I think we have 2 red pots from safeties that we've gotten. Yeah, dark turtle room, not the most fun room.
Yeah, it's if you get that setup and manage to light the torch on the first try, it can be trivial, but it's one of those rooms that either goes really well or really bad. And yeah, having that red goo in your back pocket is real nice when you tend to have to pay a 2-hit tax just to get into Helmasaur in the dark.
Yeah, that's... I think everyone just says, all right, just move. Helmosaur's helmet is gone. 4 slashes. All right. That'll be another crystal for Josh. Yep, looks like Flash's side, we are going to do the same play as Josh. We're going to check Desert Ledge. We're going to go into Agina. Most likely walk out of Agina and flute back. Check Mire Shed. Check the Mire Medallion. See if we do the dark rooms. I think we have to go to the back of pod. There's a good shot of the lamp being in the basement.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're, well, it looks like it's a matter of some discussion between our runner and our mentor.
We are
going
turning
back inside.
Yeah, there's a, I won't say a high chance, but there's a good shot of the lamp just being in the basement in the fire rod logic rooms.
Yeah. If you're not confident in your dark maze, I could see skipping that, maybe making an attempt and piecing out if you get lost, but I can't see any argument for passing up the fire rod locked rooms or harmless hellway here.
Yeah. Unless all 3 of these chests are keys, in which case, or unless 2 of them are keys. Grabbing the money, probably for some safeties later. Although we haven't paid Zora on Josh's side yet.
Yeah, well, he is well set for the rest of the seed, whether he makes his way to Zora or not. And it looks like he is going to save and quit out after grabbing those last couple of in-logic checks. Not going to attempt Dark Maze today.
Yeah, I thought we were going to since we bombed the wall. I think this may be a go finish off Moth play or Smith Chain, straight into Smith Chain. Without the mirror.
Yeah.
Or probably Hammer Pegs, Smith Chain.
That's not sure how I feel about that decision.
Yeah, I think Ice is nicer here. It's not nice. Ice is never nice without the king. But you have 3 items there. I guess Smith Chain altogether is 3 items. It just feels bad without the mirror.
Yep. So Flash heading into Hammer Pegs at this point, and he's about to get a rude awakening if he tries to mirror into Smith turn in from here.
We don't know what our reflection's gonna show. Since we don't have a mirror. So Josh making the ice play. I think this is probably where you're gonna find our lamp. I guess the lamp could be in Mire.
Yeah, we really haven't found anything in the dark rooms that we have gone into, so lamp could still be just about anywhere.
Yeah. We've also got neither runner has gone up, save the old man, and checked Spec Rock. Spec Rock could very well just be hookshot. Or mirror.
Yeah, that's one of those rando gonna rando situations when it's one of those weird, out of the way, hard to route in checks.
Yeah, and it gave us so much other stuff because we had all of our Dark World access and everything, so I can see why we haven't done it yet. But I think I'd be doing that fairly soon just to make sure that's not going to happen, just for the save and quit point even. Oh, we've got Flash. Flash is a creeper.
I mean, it's right there in his name.
Oh.
That was a thinker.
that was a good. I'll give you that one. That was pretty good. Doing some Ice Palace without the cane. I think we're going to Ice now. We just turned in the Smiths. Now we're gonna make the Ice play on Flash's side as well. I think that's the logical play.
Yep, I know we all like to wait for red cane if we can, but sometimes the seed's just telling you this is the play, this is the way to go, and I like it, because, doggone it, I had to learn IPBJ, so do the rest of you.
I'm thinking, I think we're gonna find progression here, nice. But should we not? We're down to Spec Rock and Meyer.
Yeah, I mean, there's the purple chest.
And purple chest.
But
I think that was 1 pixel too low on Josh's side. There we go.
All right, Josh making it through.
Coke calling for vanilla mirror and lamp on Spec Rock. It had to be in Spec Rock. Okay, no, you're right. All right.
Yeah, that would be that would be nasty.
I feel like I've seen, multiple times I've seen lamp in Spec Rock. Freeze or chase, just a heart piece. Heart container. Man, Ice Palace is way different without the cane, based on layouts of items, keys.
Yep. You can see Josh thinking about his routing for a second, like, wait. Nope, I don't want to fight the boss yet. There's still more items to find.
There we go. Now we got it. Ice Palace bomb jump from both runners. Successful. This room is so terrible that Josh is currently in. Not a fan of that room.
Yeah, it's... The one thing I'll say about it is that it does run on a pattern that once you learn it, you can do it consistently every time, but considering that it's one of those rooms that you don't need to go into every time, it does take some learning.
Getting another heart container from Ice Palace here.
Yep. If I'm counting my items right, I believe there's one more to be found in here.
I think you may be right. Here's the real question. Are we hook locked? How's your Ice Palace logic?
Poor would be my answer to that question.
I don't think we have the big key yet, so... the big key's gonna be... Is it somewhere over on the vanilla side?
Yeah, I may have been counting my items wrong because...
Well, I don't think we have the keys to get over there.
Yeah, well, he had a small. He could have gotten over to handle locked.
You're right, you're right.
I did not make a note of what was in Pengator room, so it's possible that he's just found all 3 items already and is just ready to be done with this. It's also possible he's gambling.
Like we're good. Looks like we're fine on cold stare here. Oh. Oh yeah.
Chat correcting me that there was a map in Pengator room, so it looks like Josh is leaving an item behind in here.
Yep. And so we're gonna bomb jump over through the hookshot room on Flash's side. So I think we were hook locked, technically.
Yep, I think you're right. And yep, I was about to say, I didn't want to jinx him, but I thought that Flash might have been just a pixel too high on that bomb jump.
I think you're right. Yeah. That's better. I think we're good now. I thought we were good.
Okay, and it looks like Josh is heading back in for that item he left behind.
All right, I think we're getting some live hookshot room bomb jump training. Not a bomb jump you have to do all too often.
Yeah, it's not a complicated setup. You just get as low as it's possible to get, drop the bomb, and it pops you right over. The only problem is...
I think we're there now.
Yeah, I think you're right. There we go. Yeah, not a complicated setup. The only problem is if you wind up hurling yourself down that chasm too many times, which Lord knows I've done. That's not me throwing shade.
Yeah, we had those red goos, though. All the bottles just coming with a nice health refill for us today. I kind of hope we get the item here on for. I kind of hope for Josh's sake the item is over here in the vanilla big key chests, because otherwise we gotta go all the way back around again. Oh, it didn't, and it is, and it's nothing. So we are looking at Spec Rocker Meyer.
Yep, it's a little unfortunate there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that is everything, though. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, of course. Flash still needs to go fight Cold Stare for his crystal.
Yep. I'm talking about what we know.
But yep, we found 2 heart containers and then that single rupee in here.
Oh man, that's pretty gross. Yeah, pod is the back of pod still. We still got that dark maze we never went through, and we haven't seen pod from Flash's side yet, have we?
I don't believe we have.
I think we just cleared
be,
Eastern.
Yeah, so that would be a pretty obvious next move for Flash.
Josh probably getting a little scared here that we haven't found anything for a while clearing crystal dungeons, and still haven't done the front of escape. So I bet you we go front of escape here right after we haven't gotten this last item.
Yeah, it's one of those spots that it's nice if you can skip it all together, but if you can't, you gotta find a time to route it in sometime.
Oh, we know we can skip it all together, but it's looking like Josh does not know that. Progress. Oh, we haven't done our flippers checks yet on Josh's side, actually, or escape. So this is really the big time difference that we've got. Is Josh has done pod, Flash has not done pod. Well, pod minus the dark maze. Josh has not done pod, or Flash has not done pod, and we're flippers checks in front of escape away on. So neither runner actually is even considering Meyer as their last check yet.
Yeah, the next little bit here is very likely to be a lot of our runners covering each other's tracks, each grabbing some of those gambly weird locations that the other one's already done, and that seems like a good time to remind everybody to just give both these runners a follow as well as their mentors. They're putting on a great show for us here.
Agreed, and I know both of these runners have spent a lot of time practicing too. I think I've seen them in the Discord several times with several mentors, just working on stuff. Shout outs to the Go Mode podcast for just providing everybody with the entertainment value of both the podcast, the information from the podcast, the resources on the Go Mode podcast website, as well as just in general putting on this mentor tournament and getting so many new players that maybe weren't comfortable enough to try to learn everything on their own, the opportunity to really get pretty good at the game pretty quick.
Absolutely. It's funny, the way I discovered the Go Mode podcast is because I wanted to start a podcast myself, and I thought, well, I really like this Link to the Past randomizer game. Is there a podcast about that yet? And so I did my Google Foo and I found him and I listened to the first few episodes and I said, okay, nope, it's covered. That niche is good. They're doing it as well or better than I could ever hope to do.
Yeah, chat suggesting that Flash may also skip out on Dark Maze here in Pod. I'm not sure. I mean, it is kind of a reasonable thing since, you know, at this point, you're kind of looking for logic. Or you're kind of looking for, like, progression in logic, and there's not a lot of chests left. And so we know that the Dark Maze can't be lamp, at least. But,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that it could be, you know, between Ice Rod, Red Cane, Hookshot, Mirror. Yeah.
Quite a ways from go mode here.
Yeah, two of the 3 medallions, which might be useful for T-Rock for all we know.
I think the worst thing to find as the next progression item is probably the mirror. That would actually be terrible.
Yeah, that's gonna open up that green pendant swamp. It's
without
hard to justify. Yeah, without the hookshot even too.
Hookless green pendant swamp on the table if we find the mirror first.
That's
as
a
well
rough
as all
decision.
of those terribly isolated mirror checks that we've already gone through. At least we can route purple chest through, and I think on Josh's side we never did Smith Chain, so at least we'll have mirror for that if we do get the mirror. But I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, KapiteinKOEK in the chat reminding us that mirror would open up a lot of Death Mountain stuff. That would be the pretty obvious next move after finding mirror.
That's true. Yeah, we really just need something to get to the top of the mountain. Josh setting up a death warp here. That chain guard is probably doing the most damage.
Yeah, this is a rough situation to try to set up a death warp, but I'm fairly sure it is still faster than the long walk back, so.
Gonna be a little disappointed that we're not gonna find anything here.
Yeah, that $50 not gonna do much for him today.
That's hair is a pendant too, so ew.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, when you finally do get your proper mountain access, well, I was about to say you do everything else, and then you save Hera for last, if the rest of the mountain comes up dry. That's true if you find the mirror. If you find the hook shot, and that's your mountain access, things get a little thornier, because you want to try and knock out as much as you can in the light world before making that switch to the dark world. That's where it becomes a pretty rough decision.
Yeah. So we're gonna, on Flash's side here, also bomb the wall. So to me, that suggests that we're gonna go try to do Dark Maze, but it might just be muscle memory. I imagine we do Dark Maze.
Yeah, I think you have to at least attempt it.
Yeah. I was gonna say we didn't clear Helma on Flash's side yet, so we're gonna looks like we're not even gonna worry about the fire rod. Not necessary. We got these rooms.
Yeah, if you still have that dark turtle room ahead of you, saving your magic probably not a terrible idea. It can definitely take multiple fire rod swings before you luck into hitting that torch.
Yep. Having 2 keys, we don't have to go check Harmless Hellway. No reason. That's a key.
Yep. Fairly sure that Josh also correctly counted his keys and skipped that one. And we are getting Dark Maze on Flash's side.
There's a decent shot of some kind of progression being here, especially if Lamp is what's locking us out of Old Man or something like that. Oh, there's the heart container. We are no longer on. Man, how does trying to figure out how Flash has so many more hearts than Josh. I feel like we've done almost everything the same. Taking advantage of the sword beams in our second showdown with Blind.
Yep. Finally, Josh says, you know what? Screw you, Blind. I'm tanky now. I'm just going to wade in, take those hits. I don't care anymore. You're going down.
And Blind also has an item, so he's thinking, oh, well, this is going to be really bad if I'm missing my progression from Blind. All right, taking the Death Warp after getting through the Dark Maze of Pod. Looks like we didn't find anything in there. I didn't actually catch it, but doesn't look like we found anything good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that was an intentional Death Warp because he also he did not grab the big chest that I saw.
Oh. I thought we were done. Yeah, he did.
Okay, all right. Big thanks to KapiteinKOEK, our intrepid tracker here, keeping us not just filling out those trackers, but also paying a little better attention to some of these fine details than we've been doing today.
There's an exciting blind fight going on. Looks like Josh decided we're gonna go ahead and just take care of Moth here. We know there's no item in the back. We've already got both items out of Skullwoods, but we do have to kill Moth. It is a crystal.
Yeah, there's not much that you're gonna find that's gonna make this much of an easier fight. It's very approachable at this point. If you found half magic, so you can just dump on him with Fire Rod, that'd be nice, but you don't need it.
No, I think this is more than we need for Moth at this point. Definitely more than we had originally. I think the last time we were in Skullwoods, we had 4 hearts.
Yep, we had Blue Mail, which is, I mean, it's not a help against Moth, but those spikes do 1 heart of damage no matter what.
Oh, taking the elevator back home. We accidentally missed our diagonal movement across, hit the switch. If you ever do that, you get a little confused for a couple of seconds. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah, probably feeling a little hemmed in by the movement of those jellies. It happens to the best of us.
All right, Dark Turtle Room. Much quicker this time, or on Flash's side, in finding that torch. So I didn't realize this when I was learning the Dark Turtle Room. So there's a couple of pretty consistent strats that you can do in the Turtle Room, you know, to get them in one flip down of all of them. But I actually did not realize, and I don't know if it just never registered, that when they flip back over, they're faster.
Yep. Yeah, it's like a lot of the challenges in this game. If you get it perfect the first time, it's easy peasy, but it's sort of a negative death spiral where the worse you do, the harder it gets.
Josh having no trouble here with Moth. We've hit Moth a lot. Oh yeah, Josh probably could have finished that Moth on 5 hearts with that kind of fight. That was pretty good.
Yep, of course, sometimes it's not even the number of hearts you have, so much as the way it weighs on your mind, knowing that you're low.
Yeah, Moth is my catharsis. Like, I just sit. If I need to de-stress, man, I just load up my save state and practice hack and hammer Moth for a half hour. All right, we are running out of checks.
Yeah. You ever watch an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer called Once More with Feeling?
No.
That's the musical episode, and it had a lovely little ditty that went something like, "Where do we go from here?" And that's what's running through my head right now. What's your play at this point? I mean, rescue the old man? Why not?
I think you go rescue the old man, get the save and quit point, go get Spec Rock, and it looks like both runners are doing exactly that. I think right after you do that, you got to go to Meyer. It's literally all that's left if there's nothing up here. So we're actually up about a moth fight now on Josh's side. Although we still do have the Dark Maze of Pod, which we can skip. You know, there's nothing there. I don't know if there's going to be anything that sends him back there. Old man, 50 rupees. So we've got Spec Rock and Misery Mire without the cane. An unclearable Misery Mire.
Yep, I believe Josh has also not done Pyramid Ledge or Catfish, so that could be another nice little time sink for him if he decides to go for
you're
it.
right. I think by the time we get into Mire, I think Flash is going to have just a slight edge if there's nothing here on Spec Rock. Nothing in Spec Rock. Misery Mire. Unclearable Misery Mire. Oh, man. That's pretty disgusting.
There reaches a point, I think, where you almost want the progression to be in a rude spot because you think, well, if I'm last locationing this, the other guy probably is too, so maybe I'm not that far behind.
Oh, we're gonna sequence break Spike Cave.
Yep, you're up here. You might as well. You've
Checking
got the safeties to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were good to go.
You've got that flute, so you can really easily refill those safeties, and you've got plenty of rupees to do it with.
Yeah, this is a good time to check it, actually. Again, nothing, but here we go. Do you think we check Catfish, or we go straight into Mire? Think we do Catfish?
If it's me, I do Catfish. Pyramid and Catfish, or...
Well, actually, we don't actually know if that's the play yet. We have the flute, so we'll see. We didn't quick swap to it, so I think we're going to Catfish. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like we do have purple chest here too. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Definitely do that.
Without the mirror, that's not so bad with the flute. You can just flute down to 7, walk over there, turn it in. Yeah, Catfish was a heart container, I believe.
I believe you're right. I mean, Lord knows something's got to account for those extra 4 hearts on the right-hand side of the screen.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so flute into 7, turn it in that purple chest. I think this might actually be our progression. And if it's not, again, it's Misery Mire. Red mail. That'll make Mire feel a little better, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, with blue mail and 14 hearts, it's not like... You know, maybe if you get to Vitreous, you might be worried, but hey, guess what? You can't right now.
Yeah, so we got 2 items here in Misery Mire. What do you think, then, our next progression is going to be?
I mean, clearly the seed's not going to be nice enough to give us Red Cane in here, right? So I'm going to say Hookshot.
That only opens up Vitreous, Red Cane. So I doubt that.
Yeah, that's fair actually. Unless all our progressions in here and it's Red Cane leading to a Hookshot on Vitreous.
That's true. Yeah, that could happen. I mean, there's 2 choices here. We get Hookshot, or we get Mirror, or the seed just becomes very linear, very fast. This is I think we're gonna get a 2-cycle Mire 2, 3. Definitely not a bad Mire 2 on Flash's side. Yeah, I think Cane and Hookshot. Well, we don't technically need the Hookshot, but I think we need the Hookshot.
Yeah, well, unless you know your Moldorm bounce, which Lord knows I don't.
Or your hover, yeah, they can hover it. I'm thinking we're gonna get either Hookshot or Mirror. The seed's got to open up a little here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, looks like Josh is heading into his Smith chain, which is gonna come up empty for him. So yeah, as chat was speculating, it looks like Flash, by virtue of thoroughness, definitely has the lead at this point.
Yep, I think we're really just behind that blind death about in time, though. it's really not bad because we still have to kill Moth over on Flash's side. So there's the hook shot.
There it is.
Man, that's pretty gross. Josh gonna be kicking himself for the conversation he was having with his mentor when he was over here and saw they could get into Misery Mire. If you remember, they spent quite a bit of time discussing whether or not to go in.
Yeah, it was the right move at the time based on what they knew. It was a big ask to go in Mire at that point. They had, I'm fairly sure, multiple fully clearable crystal dungeons in front of them at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely would not have gone in. I wouldn't have even had to think about it. But I think we're gonna get funneled. We're gonna get funneled real fast, straight back into Mire. As soon as we get done with Purple Chest. Oh, and we're gonna have to go check the cutscene chest, it looks like.
Yeah, if I'm counting right, I believe cutscene chest has to have big key, and I believe the second item's on Vidi.
Yeah, well, we can't get that second item right now, so.
Yep, but you know you're gonna need
nah.
that big key on the next trip here, if nothing else, so you might as well grab it now.
Well, there's also the big chest. That Vidi might not have her item.
Oh, yeah, that's true, that's true.
But we did have big key, by the way. We KOEK keeping us honest again.
Okay, thank you, KOEK.
Yeah, we opened the big chest. I was wondering why we went that direction. To open the big key. The big chest. Makes perfect sense. All right, we get bombs. So only the hook shot. So we have Death Mountain access.
Yep, on the plus side, having gotten our Death Mountain access through the hookshot, we'll be able to get all of Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, we'll check that. We'll find out really soon if we need more Go Mode items. Unfortunately, I think we're a mirror away from really starting to worry if we don't get a lot of progression here on the mountain. Really kind of worrying about a ped seed coming up if we get the mirror. There's just not that much left other than the mountain.
Yeah, I mean the thing is the mirror would open up that green pendant swamp, so quite a ways before we have to start worrying about ped seeds. Would also open up the desert, so it would put it in logic, but
all right, Josh making them play for Misery Mire. Paradox Cave, what does it hold? A shovel, great. More fetch quests. Oh, there's our red cane of Samaria. Well, and if we can get into TR, I guess that lets us go in. We got the fire rod, so unfortunately that doesn't feel great either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Misery Mire double dip definitely required, which I think we knew because it didn't have cane.
Yeah, unless you want to try to hover the Death Mountain gap. It can be done, I've seen it.
Yeah, I think Obscure tried to do it in one of his matches. Wasn't successful. We tried to do it. I think you need a fairy. You got a fairy res in the middle and then start your hover on the first frame of your revive.
Yep, and considering what a bad idea it turned out to be for Obscure Lifeform, one of the top runners in the main tournament, to even attempt it, not something I would expect to see in the Mentor tournament.
Oh no. Oh yeah, Big Key was in the very first chest that they checked in Mire. That's why we did the hook shot, and we have boots, so we can do a real nice Harapot here. So actually clearing all of Pendant Mire really isn't the hardest thing in the world. We did find the big key first, get one of the items. Maybe we just leave here. No, looks like we're gonna go up. It's so fast.
Yeah, the last thing you want at this point is to orphan say mirror in here.
Yuck.
Yeah, Flash making a brave attempt at that spin speed Harapot, but ultimately deciding this is more trouble than it's worth. I'm just gonna go up the regular way.
I'm stubborn. I would just keep doing it until it worked. Josh getting that hook shot.
And I'm taking a sec to think, how bad do I want the second item in here? He wants it.
I think he was thinking about whether or not he wanted to use his blue potion or if he thinks he can get there. Oh, now we're gonna use it. Yeah, with the flute, with all the money, I think we're doing it. Going up to Moldorm, hoping he has our second item here.
Yep. Last thing you want is to be heading down into the basement.
Oh, Moldorm. Being a guy. One spin, one slash, or 3 slashes, and Moldorm goes down. There we go, getting rid of the giant worm. Hoping not to see a small key. Oh no.
But you got this red pendant.
Oh gosh, do we go back in? I think, I don't know. I think you do. Without the mirror, it's just so hard to get back here. I think you have to go get the item.
Yeah, it feels bad, but...
Nope.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't call you wrong either way. Anytime you're in a one-on-one race situation, at some point you got to start making some strategic skips.
Koek pointing out that we have our 5-6 crystals now after clearing Mire. Well, we will have it once we clear Mire with Kane. Oh, that's gross too. Oh no. That would be a required insta double dip into Mire if the mountain is empty. We still got all the Hookshot Cave to check. We got Spiral Cave and we got Super Bunny Cave. And we possibly have Turtle Rock. So if that's the case, I don't think we're gonna see it for a while.
Yeah, we've got that shovel to turn in.
Oh gosh. That's gross too. Oh man. This is not the best seed.
It's really not. But I mean, you know you got to do that mire anyway. You can if this comes up dry, you can go knock out Mire, jump into the Dark World portal south of Link's house. Sure. Well, no, you can't even do that. You'd have to go turn in the shovel first. Yeah, it's just a rude seed.
Hey, getting the hookshot clip through the Super Bunny Cave there on Flash's side. I will be 100% honest. I have not been able to figure that out. I have not tried to practice it.
Hey, there's the lamp.
It's wow.
And the powder, all the fetch quests just chilling up here.
So bad. And we just got the lamps. The laser bridge just became inline. So.
Yeah, assuming the 1 in 3 chance that T-Rock is Bombos locked.
Oh yeah, we only have 1 medallion, so not really that likely that we can get in. We got a 33% chance. Oh, then we got to go do some fetch questing. Nothing to Hookshot Cave.
Of course not. Why would there be?
Yeah, I would think that this is probably Bombos. I think it's gotta be, right? Oh god, it's Quake.
Nope. Well, you knew that you would have to climb the mountain again at some point anyway, so that's almost a relief. Like, okay, good. I don't have to worry about.
So now you're really hoping that you're really wishing, huh, that we would have checked Hera basement.
Yeah, it's definitely weighing on one's mind at this point.
I don't think we're going straight into Dark World. I think on Josh's side, we didn't do Hera at all. We're gonna go down, check Super Bunny. We're gonna get Hookshot Cave. Then I guess, I mean, at that point you have to save and quit, right? I think we checked the Light World side. We just didn't do Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting gross. I mean, we've got powder.
Got powder, we've got shovel.
We've got shovel, and we have Pyramid Fairy if we go kill Vitrius. Ew. That's really gross. It's totally gonna be the mirror, and then we're gonna have stuff in Swamp Palace. Ugh.
I mean, stuff in Swamp Palace would almost be the generous option versus
exactly.
K45 or Graveyard Ledge.
K45, Graveyard Ledge, or even the pedestal blind without the book. This really might be a blind pet seed. Like, this is mean. Alright, looks like we're gonna go do these fetch quests real quick. I'm gonna buy some safeties first. I think we're gonna do our powder check. Oh, we're going straight to Pyramid Fairy on the Flash's side. Not even gonna go check the... Did he just do powder? Did I miss it?
Yeah. Flash, there was a bunch of nothing in batter.
Yep. Magic that. Both runners now going straight in. We didn't get shovel from either one, or did we? Or did we? I'm just zoning out.
No, we haven't seen shovel. I would tend to think that you do this, you save and quit to Link's house, you go turn in shovel as a detour on your way to the portal, and then you do Pyramid Fairy.
Yep,
that would be my routing anyway.
I think that's correct. Man, but we're both in Misery Mire at the same time here. I think we're actually ahead a Tower of Hera dip, everything but the basement, on Flash's side, as well as... Yeah, so I think we've got a noticeable lead on Flash's side at this point.
Yeah, he's ahead within this dungeon, and he's done more checks that Josh could yet decide to waste his time on.
Oh, Flash does still need to go back and do Moth. You know, there's no item, so it's probably the last thing we do.
Yeah.
We definitely won't go up to Turtle Rock, I think, before we do Moth, but
And yes, if you're just joining us, this is a forced Mire double dip situation. We had the hook shot in here to get up the mountain to get the red cane to come back and complete.
So Boots, they could combine it with Pet, but they don't have the book to read it. They would actually need to clear all the pendants to check Pet at this point.
Yep, and of course, you know, they'd need the mirror to route that in together, and that's what's on Pet, obviously, right? At this point,
the mirror cannot be on Pet because we need Swamp.
No, right? You're right.
The only thing that could be on Pet is the Quake.
Yep, or that lovely Ice Rod.
Oh, or Ice Rod. That's actually true. We're still looking for 2 items. I have a feeling we're gonna find Quake here. pyramid, and that's going to open up TR, and TR is just going to have the ice rod. How did those get out?
Yeah, Josh mistook which position the crystal switch was in, popped in here and popped back out. Yeah, it happens.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're double dipping, so you don't have to hit it. Yep, completely understand. Also completely understandable. You remember it when you're go moding, but then when you come back in after a double dip, it's a lot harder to remember. Alright, that powder coming in immediate use here. Alright, Vitreous going down. Let's see what our Pyramid Fairy has. Alright, that is crystal number 5 on Flash's side. I think you're right here. We're gonna go check on our shovel, and then we're gonna go check on our pyramid fairy. Oh, I think. Or not like going to the shovel.
Yeah, there's not really much to recommend which order to do these in. Certainly nothing wrong with doing it this way. It's not much, in fact, I don't know if it's any slower to just save and quit out of Pyramid and check the shovel after if Pyramid winds up not being the answer.
So, link to the past, Ken, we can't have book on ped because we don't have the mirror currently, and so we can't clear desert. Yeah, you'd have to find mirror first. So far, we don't think that could happen. Although, they could get mirror out of pyramid. That would be gross.
Yep, well, we're getting new checks on either side here, because Josh has opted to turn in that shovel first.
And the worst thing to see is mirror right here. It would not be, that would not be good. Quake on the shovel. Oof.
So yeah, if Flash finds the mirror before finding that Quake, that could be real bad for him. Unless the ice rod's mirror locked anyway.
That's a good point. We still need an ice rod. Oh, now we got Josh the creeper. Both our runners creepers today.
Yep, just creeping on everything today.
Well, let's see if we go. Are we gonna go do Hero Basement right now, or are we gonna flute to? No, we're gonna flute back and do the shovel. I hope. I mean, Josh still has the Dark Maze and Pod to do. That is 3 items, but I think TR is the play here.
Yeah, 100%. You've cleared this much of the world. There's nothing else with the density.
Although you probably do Pyramid Fairy first, maybe.
I don't think there's anything wrong with just rushing T-Rock at this point.
No, you're right.
Indeed, that does look to be his plan.
Yeah, we're gonna go pick off the moth here. Still haven't done our shovel yet.
Yep, if nothing else is not going to be a time loss for Flash, just checking off a box that Josh checked off a while ago.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm hoping that we're not forgetting about the shovel, since it's hidden behind the flute in the menu.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be funneled into it sooner or later. There's the only question is whether he goes back for Hera before remembering shovel, but as long as he remembers that shovel's a thing, it's hard to justify going all the way up to Hera before that relatively quick shovel check.
This is gonna be one of those Neron Trinects, and I guess that wouldn't matter.
Yeah, well,
you'd already have the ice rod, so it wouldn't matter. Oh, mirror
Well,
on
I
laser.
mean,
Mirror on
mirror-
laser bridge, ice rod, and mimic.
yeah, there we go.
Good moth fight from Flash. I have a feeling that we're just gonna get our go mode ice rod here in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it tends to be a pretty good bet. And if it doesn't pay out, if you have to double dip T-Rock, like, yeah, it feels bad, but are you confident the other guy didn't just do the same thing?
Yeah, there's just if we do find mirror though, there's just as good as a chance that we got a swamp. So many items in swamp too.
Yeah, that's the next obvious place to go if at least after mirroring back out and grabbing that mimic cave.
Yeah, let's just hope we don't get the mirror, we get the ice rod instead. Or we get both. Because otherwise, I mean, then you've opened up desert and swamp, pedestal. Like... Oh, we're gonna go to Hera Basement. I think we have forgotten the shovel.
Well, this could still be the answer to the ice rod riddle, so all is not lost yet. But
yeah, and we'll realize it right after this. I think this is literally the last check we have that we can do right now. Oh, there's the mirror! No!
Oh.
Oh, man. Actually, you know, finding the mirror that early is actually not so bad. I wouldn't be worried until we get the laser bridge. Open 3 chests and we still have the ice rod. It's destined to be in the very last chest of the laser bridge that we open. I can't tell you if it's the first one or the last one, but it's going to be the last one we open.
So I'm running through in my mind the rules for preserving that T-Rock portal.
You can't mirror, and so you'd have to mirror to do swamp. So I don't think we're getting that saved. You'd have to mirror to do desert too. So there's literally no checks they can do that they wouldn't have to mirror. We've done everything else.
Yeah, you're right.
So no fun TR portal saves this time. I really don't think it opens anything that they wouldn't have to mirror for.
Well, it looks like Flash has remembered the shovel.
That's good.
Or maybe Krelbel remembered it. Either way.
All right, I think we're going to be following Josh into Turtle Rock, mostly because it's literally the only thing we can do.
Yep. Yeah, Josh is definitely looking to have a substantial, though not insurmountable, lead, depending on where that ice rod is hiding and things like GT Big Key placement and routing.
Yeah, well, you know, given what's happened in this race so far, I mean, Flash is not far behind for how many checks that he's done. We're behind like half of a TR dungeon, essentially.
And that's the ice rod. JoshBittner entering go mode at 1 hour, 33 minutes and change.
So it wasn't ice. It wasn't Mimic Cave. It just was not. It was just not after the mirror or before. The mirror was just before we got there.
Yep. So yeah. Josh with half a Turtle Rock ahead. Certainly not a lead that couldn't flip.
Yeah, I think some of the skips that were the back of turtle, the back of pod is actually probably almost the entirety of the difference here, as well as Hera.
Yeah, that extra trip up to Hera, that's a big ouch on Flash's side there.
And we've got our butter sword. We're silvers away from being fully armed and armored.
Yep, I don't envision either of our runners having too much trouble from here on out. Between red mail, all those hearts, 2 bottles.
Oh no, we're fine. Check out. Oh, don't mirror, Josh. Taking the safety door. Understandable.
Yeah, as far as differences between our runners' loadouts here, Flash does have the cape, which I believe he picked up in Pod Dark Room. Hera, that's what it was. Thank you.
Good hookshot invulnerability from Flash.
That safety door coming in handy as Josh taking a laser shot to the dome. Process of elimination. That is the chest that holds the key, which is the only thing that separates him from Trinix at this point.
It's also... one more chest. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh,
yeah,
hey,
silver
silvers.
arrows, so we got one more. So it is still the last chest, but now we are fully armed and armored. Turtle Rock, just with all the things. We're getting the slight moment of panic here where you're like, oh no, please mirror. Steed, don't do this to me. It's gonna be okay once we check all the other items. Find our ice rod, get into our go mode. Depending on how, I think this, with the butter sword, Trinix, pretty easy. We've got our powder, we can get our safety. I think this is gonna be no trouble for Josh, and we're gonna be heading over to GT.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty trivial fight there. Just an ice rod shot to the fire head, 2 swipes, make sure to switch rods. Take that 3rd swipe, switch heads, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yep, and 3 slashes, and we're done. Don't forget to switch. Not a big deal.
And yep, as Boo this man pointing out, depending on the order he checks chests and how thorough he intends to be, is still possible for Flash to miss those silvers and or that butter sword. Not likely the butter sword. He'll be looking for a small key at that point.
Yeah, I think we hit the... We'll get the butter sword, but we won't... We might not get silvers, depending. You almost have to take the safety door. If you don't take the safety door and you go from the top down, you might dip.
And that was crystal number 7 over on JoshBittner's side. If you're in a betting mood, get your bets in for honor and glory and nothing else, because I don't think the bot's going right now.
Bot's been, sadly, on life support for a while. However, where do you think the Ganon's Tower big key will be today?
I'm gonna go 20. Nice round number.
20. Oh man. I'm just gonna. I've been saying 5. I think it's Hope Room and the Stealthos Room. Second chest. Don't have to kill the stupid skeletons. You're done. It's 2.
Yep, nothing doing in Hope Room. Not even a small key to get you into the right-hand side. All right, let's see what Stelphos Room holds for us.
That's 4. There's 5 as a small key. 6 is just a green rupee. 7's another small key. So we are checking the rest here, even though we found the key, so now we might be done. Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly would be.
No reason to check anything else after finding the silver. So good thing we did go down one more chest. Check laser big stuff. So we have just a quick Trinex fight, and then we've got. We're still looking for that big key.
We do, of course, count from the first runner into GT. So even if Flash should do some Stelphos Room to right-hand side strats and find it first, we're counting our numbering by JoshBittner. Flash making short work of that first phase of Trinex.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Remembering to switch over to the fire rod, kind of the big thing. Otherwise, you kind of walk back and forth and wait. That's a quick fight.
Yep, textbook, very nice, very clean.
There's the big key in the rando room.
That was lucky number 13 by my count. Somebody
Borg.
check my math.
Our first guesser. Borg got it right. Yeah, 13. Congratulations, Morg. You win. But that's it.
Yep. And Flash entering into his own GT. Not much he could do to find that big key any faster. He could shave a little time if he went full left, but that is not something you see very often.
Yep, there is a strategy where you just kind of go straight to rando room. Call it the rando rush strategy. I don't think it's used very often, but it is something you can do. Yeah, so it's looking like we're about, I don't know, a little over 3 minutes, I think, behind on Flash's side.
Yeah, pretty close, all things considered. But with a loadout like this, it would take a lot of pretty poor execution on JoshBittner's side at this point to lose this lead.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This is Josh's race to lose, I believe. Couple Ganon falls, really bad Aga fight or something. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, a despawn glitch. It would have to be a confluence of events.
Oh, a despawn glitch would probably put him dead even.
Yeah.
Oh, getting the splash damage on Zazak.
I always wonder where they get these names. Wasn't there a Dr. Seuss book about the north-going Zazaks and the south-going Zazaks?
I'm not sure. You know, I share a birthday with Dr. Seuss.
Really?
Yeah.
I read a biography of the man not long ago. Interesting dude. They don't, They don't tell you about the mistress he had in his old age and how he, when his wife was chronically ill and how he married her like a bare 6 months after his first wife died.
Oh, at least we're literate here at the end. Yeah, I've heard that story before. I know there was a bunch of controversy about whether or not that was his wife's intentions and things like that, I believe. I don't know if your biography talked about any of that. I'm probably just wrong.
Yeah, no, going by her, by the suicide note she left behind, that was pretty much what she was going for.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, real rough story. Great author, Dr. Seuss. Maybe not the best in his personal relationships.
All right, we've got our key. We're starting the climb here. So we're about a gauntlet and a room behind or so. Gauntlet and a couple of rooms. I think we've made up a little bit of time so far. Making quick work of Mimics 1. Quick work of Mimics 2. Heading into the Moldorm 2 fight here. Just a minute for Josh. No reason to open any chests. There's almost nothing that we could get that would make it worth opening. Two slashes, 2 spins, 2 basically any touching Moldorm with the gold sword.
Yep, Moldorm giving it his all, but no Moldorm falls for Josh today.
Yep. Oh, we're just barely missing that arrow on Flash's side. The first gauntlet room. Oh, sniping the one on the top.
Always nice when the enemy movement RNG agrees with you. Just missing it there.
Oh, getting the perfect pixel through the spikes. Oh, missing shots on Aga.
Yeah, Aga 2, one of those annoying fights that is so much RNG, plenty of skill to be applied, but no real way to consistently practice any particular setups. You just gotta kind of dive in and hope for the best.
And
you can see Flash on the Flash on the right side there, hesitating just a bit before heading into his Landmo 2, which affects the timing with which those heads come out. You could tell he was doing it on purpose because he charged up that spin to get simultaneous hits on all 3 heads and make short work of the worms.
I like that. All right, 6 slashes for phase 1, 6 slashes for phase 2, and 4 silver arrows away from a victory for JoshBittner. He's just not even bothering with the K. We don't need it. We're just gonna smack him.
Yep, not much to be afraid of in this situation. Let's that phase 2 Firebat, phase 3 rather Firebat get out, but who cares? And it's on to the final phase.
Yep. Oh, hit him. Oh, that's perfect.
Getting out a couple of frustration slashes on the pig there, but we know he has nothing to worry about.
Oh, getting a Silverless slash.
Yeah, that'll happen.
We got one more arrow. Down goes the... Oh, no! Down goes the pig.
Yep. Not the cleanest Ganon fight ever, but Josh had more than enough of a lead to kind of take it easy at the end there.
So we are a 3x3 bridge, or 3x1 bridge away. All right, GG's to JoshBittner with an official... I'm not in the race room.
JoshBittner's official race time is 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 28 seconds.
That was a pretty mean seed. That's a pretty good time, I think, for such a mean seed.
Yeah, that seed was rough. We'll see if we can get some of these racers and their mentors into the interview channel just as soon as Flash finishes up his Aga 2 and his big fight here.
Oh, missed those. Getting the double in the end. I think for one more hit from Aga being just gone. Oh, 2. I lied. There we go. Aga 2 is down, and then we just have our fully armed and armored Ganon fight on Flash's side. We definitely want to finish anything above 15 minutes actually helps in your tiebreakers going forward.
Yep, and if nothing else, this is a tournament that's all about learning. Might as well get one more rep in on that pig fight.
For sure, and we were basically in Aga 2 by the time we finished on Josh's side. At that point, I think he just finished. Oh, one more slash, I think. Yeah, there we go. Played it safe. Somehow dodging the fire bat ring.
Yep, getting a little ahead of himself, thinking this fight's over, but does have to light some torches before those silver arrows become a factor.
Getting a big hug from the pig.
Yeah, saying I'm fine, Ganon. You can give me 3 or 4 more of those before I start getting worried. Let's do this thing.
Getting the torch glitch. Gonna hit cannon here. Two more arrows. One more
Doesn't
arrow.
quite make the double, but that's okay. The pig is exploding.
Just a good waste of bacon. Recommend you don't blow up your pigs.
Crossing the bridge for a final race time of 1 hour, 53 minutes even.
Yeah. All right, looks like we do have Josh and sozsozsoz in the interview room waiting to get in here. Josh and sozsozsoz, GG's. Congratulations.
Oh my goodness, I'd like to speak to the manager on that seed.
Yeah, right?
Oh man, I mean, when we got the mirror and you just see the whole world map on your item tracker light up, it's just, oh no. You just start sweating immediately, and we're like, you know what, let's gamble, let's push here. and then we'll see if we get a classic ice rod. And what do you know? That was a required mirror ice rod. Like, what a stupid game. I hate this game. Why do I spend hundreds of hours on it?
Yeah. No, we were thinking the only thing worse than that would have been if, you know, the end of Laser Bridge had the mirror and then Ice Rod Cave did have Ice Rod. It's a good thing you got the mirror early, is all I have to say.
Yeah, we got that mirror. We got that mirror. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I'm imagining what would have happened had you guys got the mirror later and not gone back for Mimic Cave. I'm fairly certain it would have been a last location, and we would have probably blind pulled Ped first.
Yeah, it was either there or, you know, we just basically we felt like we had to. Otherwise, you could literally go the entire video game and not find it. Because as we all know, Ice Rod is only locked out of GT and Trinet itself. It could be literally anywhere.
Yes, indeed. And we are joined as well by Flash and krelbel. GG's.
GG's.
GG's. Oh my goodness. Hi, krelbel.
Hello again.
So I got to ask the question, krelbel and Flash. That shovel.
What shovel?
Yeah. Okay. So
there was no shovel on my tracker. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope. Mine neither. That was just an unforced error, I think it's referred to as in sports. Yep, we just forgot to track it and then remembered after revisiting Hera Basement that, oh right. Hopefully it's not there, and then it just was there.
We never set foot in Hera.
Yeah, I didn't feel great about guiding Flash towards Hera in the first place. It was a little overly conservative, I think, and it ended up, we ended up double dipping, which was the first one was like overly conservative. Didn't feel too bad about that. The second one was just a mistake, but hey, mistakes happen. They're learning experiences.
Yeah.
We're in the mentor tournament to
we
learn.
Also kind of did we played a little bit fast and loose with logic. We did dark pod, and we did the pod basement in the dark with the fire rod, so you know we were kind of fast and loose, but we got done. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you did too, yeah.
Yeah,
I think the entirety of the difference was pretty much just the at the end, especially, was pretty much the double dip into Hera. I think it would have been dead even if you guys had gone to shovel.
Yeah, given the margin at the end.
Yeah. And you probably, if you would have realized you had it, I'd imagine you probably would have done it right before Pyramid Fairy and then just never even done that.
Yeah.
Did you guys grab your hook shot as last location as well?
Oh yeah.
But that was rude.
Yeah, we were figuring as we were heading there, we were figuring, you know, that our opponents probably made the same, made similar routing. Like the seed felt very, very linear up until Death Mountain.
So
I'm so pleased to not see mirror at that point as well.
Yep.
We were begging because, like, you know, we're boxed in, and that's fine because if you open it up, like that mirror, as soon as we got it, and still in Ice Rod hunt mode, that's just like, oh no.
Yeah, that mirror location sucked.
Yeah, I was very tempted to tell Flash to bail at that point because I was feeling behind after the unforced error of Hera, and when the mirror showed up, I thought, oh god, there's 4 items left in TR, and there's like 12 other locations in the world that the Ice Rod could be. Maybe we can make up some time with bailing from TR. And then
but then I called Ice Rod on Mimic Cave. So
Yep.
Ice Rod on Mimic Cave, that is just disgusting.
Yeah. So, Josh, I have to ask this too. So I saw when you guys first flew in and went into the mire area and checked the mire shed, had the Bombos tablet, you checked the pendant or the medallion requirement, and you said, all right, I can get in there. I can't clear it, but I can get in there. How close were you to actually going in there? Because we saw the hesitation on the save and quit.
Well, we were talking about things to do, and it was just like, in terms of, because we had thought about that, but when we realized we would need I mean, the thing that turned me away was I don't know Dark Mire yet. And we were thinking, well, we would need the lamp and Kane to be able to complete this dungeon. If we can't complete this dungeon, there's only 2 items in there, and we have other things to do.
Yep.
But it turned out that was very wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like, yeah, that's the choice to make. Like, it was, don't go in there yet. You got all Pod and Eastern that are fully clearable. Like, it's just not worth.
Yeah.
Your reasoning was not wrong. It's just that Rando gonna Rando.
Exactly.
Yeah. With the way time is shaping out, people are like clearing all of Death Mountain and stuff like that, and finding nothing but like making Link be a thick boy. You're like, at this point, if we lose, I would just have to say I've gotten randoed on Restreamed for the 2nd week in a row.
Can I just say that I'm happy that it wasn't an Aga seed, because this would have been my 6th in a row.
Yeah, Aga.
That was
It was a little worrying at first. We were getting all that Aga access right away, and it's like,
Yep. I'm curious. What was your guys' experience like in Ice Palace? Because we had a bit of a tough time with that, the hookshotless ice.
We endured. You know, I drilled down a few months ago the Ice Palace bomb jump, so we got through that. You know, it was the 2nd attempt, got through, and then but we did go back in.
Okay.
We did, so we did it in 2 goes. We did the Ice Palace bomb jump route. You know, defeated the boss. We had 2 items out of 3. We were just missing our $1 from the icebreaker chest room, and that was a little disheartening to see. Was getting $1 out of that whole 2nd dip into Ice Palace.
Yeah, we kind of learned the hookshot room bomb jump on the fly, which was a little bit stressful, but yeah, Flash pulled it off, and
Third try.
Like, yeah, third
There you go.
attempt.
Yeah, I think I've never done that. I almost hope I never have to, but
The little Flash can teach you.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my biggest issue with the bomb jumps is just moving exactly 1 pixel for me is so hard playing on this like $10 controller.
Yeah, I use the 8-bit Do SN30 Pro Plus, so it's kind of like almost like a PlayStation controller, but it's got the SNES face buttons. But I struggle with it too, and I'm sure Kaesden, our great Restreamer here, was watching me fail time and time and to get Icebreaker down. I was trying to warm up my hands. But yeah, I feel you on 1 pixel movement stuff, and that's my big struggle with Hammer Yump too, learning that. Yeah, just trying to get, you know, 1 pixel up or 1 pixel down, you know. Can be a real pain in the neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was great. That was a great race. I didn't know how that was gonna go because, I mean, we were flying all over the place looking for things, you know. We took a death. We did a super low percentage attempt at blind. I don't have the script down. And I did
not either.
I did it at 4 hearts, and I got to this phase 3, but then we took the death, and we were like, well, we'll come back here when I have a little bit more hearts.
Oh, you guys pushed that a little
on 6?
6 or 7, yeah. You guys pushed that a little earlier than we did.
Yeah, I was feeling a little spicy. Sometimes I mean, you know, like I figured, you know, I basically have the first 2 phases down, but phase 2 kind of got away from me, and then, you know, when you're on blue mail and 4 hearts, you can't get shot very much, so
Yep.
That's kind of the state of things. But I was hearing that this was kind of a back and forth race. Any kind of elaborations on that from our wonderful hosts?
I'm trying to think of where most of the lead changes were. So there was a time for a while. I mean, really up until that shuffle, especially. My dog's crying.
That's okay.
I said up until that the shovel. So you checked your shovel before Pyramid Fairy, right? And there was a big lead change there. But for a lot of the seed, actually, I think Flash had more checks finished.
Yeah,
you guys were basically neck and neck.
Yeah, we were very thorough in our checks, which is kind of how I enjoy playing anyway. But this seed for me, this seed for me was probably like the best performance I've ever had on a seed.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I struggle with item collection too because I grew up playing JRPGs, so it's like, you know, you just want to hoover up all the items you see.
I've tried doing NMG once, and the number of chests I accidentally opened because I've played so much Rando is just awful.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What a game though. I mean, we definitely felt like it was close. I mean, I don't know. It was too impossible to tell if we felt behind or not, but I knew it was going to be close just because of certain item locations, the fact that we were bottlenecked through until the very end. So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
The seed was so linear up until that shovel that I was thinking, like, it's probably just execution, and Flash had good execution. I was trying to remember. I was trying to think back. It's like, I did mentor Josh through a race. Like, well,
yeah, that was week 1.
How clearly? Yeah, it was a while ago. Like, how clearly do I remember Josh's execution? Like, how much can I use that scouting knowledge to?
I know my boots execution is quite stinky, and I need to work on it. And I mean, I've been playing.
That makes both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing like 9 months, and I'm like 200. Low 200 odd seeds and into the Rando career, and I mean, you know, you're talking from going from a 7-hour clear of the game until nowadays. But so yeah, boots, I just got to work on that a lot. You know, just being a much cleaner running.
Execution is better than you give yourself credit for, though. You took one death through the whole seed, and that one death was on low percentage blind, which loads of people die on. So.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that you're not taking those deaths means that's a load of time that you're just not burning.
Yeah, that's important on our little pyramid that we have on the Discord there that y'all should join. You know, we have the stop dying tier.
Yeah, the seed had some, like, it kind of forced some challenging situations of the low percent blind, and then the hookshotless ice and the dark pod, which you know, obviously weren't absolutely required, but like good routing kind of push towards those
we didn't do pod maze because I'm not quite comfortable with it. Gamachu is working on that with me in week 2, and I sketchily have it, but when I'm in a pressure situation like this, you know, I didn't really want to do it. Gotta get a little more comfortable doing it. Same thing with the TR. You know, Worldwide Wimpy last week, he had me on the fly do, you know, TR Dark. And we got it done. But,
it did not look like last week when you did it the first time, it did not look like it was your first time. It went perfectly.
That was perfect direction from Wimpy on that one. But I want to get that into my fingers before I break that out in a pressure race like this.
Yeah, I was feeling the nerves, this being my first ever restreamed race in my life.
Yeah, it's just like any other race, you know, just we have some invisible eyeballs staring at us.
Hey, I think getting restreams real nice because going back and watching the restream side by side really makes it pretty easy side by side.
I'll be really curious to hear all your thoughts too. I mean, you know, just to hear you all talk about it and what could be expected, and then it's like what ended up happening, you know, and where
I definitely.
You know, that was a lot of fun. You know, I can't wait to you know, go through the rest of the last 3 weeks of the Swiss rather, and yeah, maybe we'll run into each other in brackets or something like that too, eh?
I hope so, because I'm looking forward to a rematch one day.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably get it. I mean, we're pretty close, so I mean, I think there's a good chance of us getting stuck in the same bracket.
Hey, you might have me next round.
Hey, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of like as Flash's mentor on this one, I definitely picked up on some of the nerves, and so I tried in my mentoring to kind of be a calming influence and not increasing the stress there.
You did amazing on that, honestly.
Yeah, and I can speak to that from week 1 too. You know, that was just when you have something soothing you to not get in your head too much. You know, you got to trust your abilities. Wherever you're at in this game, you know, you just got to trust your abilities, and then say that you can versus you can't. You know, I can do this. You know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the interesting things about mentoring in this tourney is that it's not all about having galaxy brain routing or the precise room strat, the top tier room strat advice, which is hard to teach on the fly anyway. Like a lot of good mentoring, I think, is about communication and picking up on how your runner is doing and that kind of thing. And it's pretty fun. This was I feel bad about the unforced error, learning experiences and all that.
It happens.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun to mentor, and GG to both Josh and Flash here. This was a good one. Can't wait to watch the restream.
Yeah, and give it up to my mentor Soz, sozsozsoz. Yeah, how about our whole team here? You know, we got Ben and VeXtopher here on comms, and then our Restreamer, that was a Kaesden, and then tracking was KapiteinKOEK. Thanks to you all too for without you all, this show would not happen.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, yes, indeed. And thank you to everybody behind the scenes at the Go Mode podcast, on the Discord, all the admins. And looking ahead on the schedule, it looks like the next one that's potentially getting a restream is going to be tomorrow at noon Eastern time between Rainman, mentored by Alazoon, and Lucian Greeth, mentored by Kipo. So keep an eye out for that.
Ooh, it's going to be spicy, nice and early. I'm on the West Coast, so... I know it's like super late for sozsozsoz, so
that'll be 5 o'clock, but I've already got dinner.
Yeah, I mean right now it's super late. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I definitely hope people can learn from us too. Learn from our own mistakes and clown routing and.
Don't forget to mark your shovel.
Yeah, stupid tracking. I've done it too, where there was one time where I just missed a chest, and it was probably like Thievestown big chest, and it had, something very required there, and I was just like, well, that sucks.
In my race last night, we last location hammered in Saha's hut, so
that's painful. that hurts.
We went in ice and everything. It was great.
Yeah. Hurts.
Yeah, my seed last week had a hook shot on Laser Bridge to get Ice Rod off of Swamp Boss.
Yeah. Well, guess we should probably move on since there isn't really too much of a video game left to check out. So,
if we want to talk about our gross memories through randomizer, we're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we could just stay here and be in group therapy a while. I can talk about last week on on Tuesday, where I had this absolutely disgusting opening route where if you followed the logic, while I had swiped a sword out of logic from Eastern Palace, the game was expecting you to go swordless into Dark Cross with the fire rod, and you had 4 hearts to get the flute to go up to the mountain and move on with it was wild.
Hey, that is the brackets are randomized swords, so we may see some of that going forward into the bracket stage of the mentor tournament. But I think for now, that's probably it for us. Thanks to everybody for watching the Go Mode podcast here. Thank you to our runners again.
Thanks for everyone watching. Join the Discord. There's great learning tools, very helpful admins and mentors, and really anyone. It's a very friendly community if you really want to learn to play this game. This was my COVID activity I started last summer, being locked in the house, and I could have been more productive with my life, but I chose Rando instead. But yeah, just thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was a blast. Take it easy, everybody.
All right, bye-bye all.
Bye.